Hey, this is Connie Benjamin, and I am so excited today to be interviewing Arlene Warwick. Oh my gosh, let me tell you about this amazing lady. So, Arlene is an expert in finding corporate sponsors. Anybody with a podcast, television show, really anything, ears are perking up because we all need to know how to find corporate sponsors, especially in this online virtual world that we live in right now. Arlene's story is absolutely incredible, and I love that she really powerfully helps people to get more visibility, increase their outreach, reach out to corporations, how to do it, build relationships with corporations, and all of that so that you can get those sponsorships to gain multiple streams of income and fund your dreams and all of that. So Arlene, welcome. I know I could spend so long diving into your bio, but I want to get right into your story. So can you tell me a little bit about why corporate sponsors? Like, how did this come about? Why are you so passionate about this?
Yes, I'll tell you how I got started. So I am really, really passionate about animals and the environment. Since I was a little kid, I loved it. Played with worms, the whole bit. So I was doing some animal rescue with my niece. I live in Florida, so we have a lot of feral cats here, and they keep multiplying. So I was helping a couple of different groups where they do the trap, neuter, and return program to cut down on the population. And I came across a situation where I was horrified. I didn't know what to do. It ends up okay, so don't get upset.
Okay.
But really, I like to say that because it is a sad story. So I step out of my car, and there's I'm at an old fish camp, and there's like 40 cats all over. And there's these kittens this big. Their bodies are like feathers. Their heads are like dense golf balls. They could barely hold their heads up because they were so malnourished. So I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I started picking up these kittens, stuffing them down my shirt, putting them in my pockets because I couldn't leave them there. And I was horrified. So that is when I realized, wow, we better start thinking of something we can do to help. And, what we're doing is barely touching the tip of the iceberg. So I sat back and did my research, and I found that not just nonprofits, but businesses, for-profit businesses, authors and coaches and storefronts, all the ones that really exceeded and excelled and blossomed and bloomed, all had sponsors. So I thought, there's got to be something here. And I pursued it, looked into it more. And my very first sponsorship was a veterinarian clinic that took those cats, all 40 plus, vaccinated them, medicated them, neutered them. Some even needed surgeries, and they didn't charge us a penny. The bill would have been like $25,000, somewhere in that area. They didn't charge us one penny, and they even helped us find homes for some of them. So that is how I began. And from there, I realized, well, I need to let people know about this because it works. And then I kept doing it. And then I decided I should start it. I should turn it into a business. And that way I could reach more people, and I could also have more money to pay my bills.
Wow. That is so amazing. Oh my gosh. Tell me the story. Tell me a story of somebody that you've helped, and because I know you do incredible work in helping people get sponsors. And I love that story. Oh my gosh, Arlene, you're talking about those sweet little kittens, and I love that you got them the surgeries that they need and all those things, and that you're coming from such a hard place, and yet you're so skilled in what you do as well. So can you tell me a story of somebody that you've helped to get a corporate sponsor?
Yes, I'll tell you a story about Tina, who lives in North Carolina, and she wanted to do something. Well, first of all, let me back up. So what I do is I bring in a type of project, something where a business can work together with the community. So they're doing some good for the community. They're doing some something for society and getting the community involved. So I show my clients how to get sponsors, get them involved, get the community involved. So, like, for instance, a car dealer, they spend like tens of thousands of dollars to get on TV for advertising, but that's just what it is. They might say, oh, come in, we've slashed our prices and so on, but they're not really becoming known for being a leader in the community or being a local hero. And so that's how I joined together a project with the community and the sponsors. So getting to your question, I have a friend who's a client, and she wanted to do something for the workers, the medical workers that were helping the COVID patients. So she decided she'd do stress relief bags and have the community donate all kinds of things, herbal teas and chocolates, things they could put in a little bag to show appreciation for the workers. And because she did this, she got all kinds of free publicity. She became a mini celebrity in her community. She got all kinds of write-ups in magazines and newspapers, radio, and so on. And she did a simple project after they collected the items. They took them to the hospitals and they were handed out, but it also brought traffic to the different places of business that were her sponsors. So she got a real easy start. She within 2.5 weeks of reaching out to sponsors, and she reached out to 20 different sponsors and got like $4,500 that she could use to build her business. It was for her to use how she wanted to use it for the project and her business. And it was money she didn't have to give back. So it wasn't a lot, but it was a start. And now she has, I also teach how to start basic. You start at your level, local level, and then build that relationship. And then you have an easy transition to get to the corporate national offices.
Man, that is so amazing. I think as you're talking about that story, that's such a good example of how we can use our business and do something great in this world, and also share the talents and abilities that we have and support the community or somebody that really needs support, and also to involve the community and involve those corporate sponsors. Arlene, I wonder, I actually started, my background is in social work. And so my heart really is, I'm always longing to go back to my roots and to do something humanitarian in the world. And I also know the crazy entrepreneurial journey where it is so busy. And so we've talked about this before, where I go, Arlene, I love what you're doing. Arlene, I want to do it. How do I find more time? I don't want to clone myself. I don't want to have to clone myself. So Arlene, what do you recommend for being able to do something like this, which I think all entrepreneurs, we want to do, and it's such a great idea. And how do you recommend doing that as we're building our businesses, as we're growing what we do?
That's a really good question, because what I do is I have a workshop. It's a one-day workshop where it's interactive. It's a do-it-together workshop. So you get everything done in that one workshop, so you can be ready the very next day to reach out to sponsors. So, there is some work involved, of course. They don't come to you. You have to go to them. But where most people have the problem is they don't know what to say. They don't know how to reach out. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to offer the sponsors at different levels of sponsorship. So the three main things we go over in the workshop is, one, we craft a letter that is very specific to my client's needs, and 85% of it will always stay the same. And I show you how to tweak it for the different sponsors. The other thing is figure out a simple and easy project, something that can be done without a lot of work involved. And then the other main thing is the different levels of sponsorship, what you will offer the sponsors for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. But that's a big part of it, just getting it done in that one afternoon.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing, Arlene. That is amazing. That as soon as you talk about done for you, my ears are like, what? Tell me more about that. Okay, so how do we get more information about that?
Well, you can, I'm one of those people that I just like to talk on the phone, pick up the phone. You can text or call me. That's the best way to reach me so you don't get lost in the email world. You can reach me at 386-212-6892. And my email is info@findcorporatesponsors.com. So either 386-212-6892, text or call. I answer like 99% of my phone calls, or info@findcorporatesponsors.com. And I'm happy to answer any questions at all that you might have. There's a lot of misconceptions about sponsorship. People don't understand what it is. They think that you have to be a nonprofit to get a sponsor, or a sponsorship is a donation. And it's not. It's working together with someone to give each other more visibility and credibility, to get known and get more return on your investment and get more clients.
I love that. That is so amazing. And thank you for sharing to how we can reach out to you. What would you say, what would you say is one thing that we can do to get sponsors? I mean, I'm a podcaster. I have lots of podcaster friends. Podcasters are always looking for sponsors, but just sponsors in our business. I love that you expanded my context about that today. So what is something that we can do today to take action on getting sponsors?
Okay. So first of all, you want to start where you are. Because if you try to reach out, even if you have a national or international business, it doesn't matter. Start where you are. Get known there, so that now you've got that relationship. You might be working with a branch office, and you can take that information and content to the national corporate headquarters. So one thing you want to do is, when you approach these local businesses, don't make it about yourself. People go on and on about this wonderful thing they're doing, and how many clients they have, and all that, and they don't really care. They want to know what you can do for them. So you've got to remember, it's about them. It's always about what you can do for your sponsor. So when you reach out to them, have a plan. Doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a simple plan of what you can do to help expand their business, bring traffic to their business. Some of it will be through social media. Some of it will be through projects, local projects. Right now, we're not having events, but when we do, that is also another thing. But it's it'd take me a long time to get down to the nitty gritty and tell you everything step by step. But main thing is, keep them in mind and their interests in mind, and how you are going to get more recognition for them and more credibility for them as being leaders in the community. Does that help?
Yeah. And I'm trying to wrap my head around. So you recommend doing a project that's kind of a goodwill type of project, serving the community in some way, or uplifting humanity in some way, which, purpose-driven entrepreneurs, that's what we want to do, right? So do that. And then also reach out to sponsors. And it sounds like too, a part of that is reaching out to the media as well, to kind of get the word out about what you're doing. I imagine that's a big piece of it. Am I right about that? Okay.
That is right. And, don't email them. You've got to make the connection either through postal or through the phone, and you've got to follow up. I mean, that's the main thing. Just keep following up, because you're not going to get 100%, or you might not even get 50% the first go around saying, oh, yes, sure. You've got to keep after them. You have to let them know this is something that I can help you with. I can help you get known in the community. I can help you get more visibility and bring traffic to your business. There's all kinds of really cool projects you can do. That this is a fun one. I've been working with someone who they got a restaurant involved, and what they're doing is they're taking some of their sponsors and they're naming a meal after them.
Cool.
Yeah, so for like a month, they pay you to set this all up, right?
Yeah.
And that is money you use for your business. And then that meal that's named after them, a percentage of it will go, the money will go to the food bank. So, you know, if you have a furniture store or something, you are going to bring in your family and friends and order that meal. But that's just like one fun example of things that you can do with local businesses. I have dozens of ideas, because for me, that's my creativity. Part of me, that is the creative part, is, you know, things will pop into my head that we can do together.
That is so cool. I love that idea. I love that idea. Arlene, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing such amazing tips. I know you talked about, Matt, so many gems. The one that stands out for me is how you talked about don't email them. I might have blushed when you said that, because I was like, oh, I think I would have emailed them. So I'm so grateful that you saved me from that pain. Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, you're welcome. And, you know, you can email as a follow-up, but you don't want to make that initial contact through email, because no one's going to open it.
Yeah, love it. Remind us, how do we reach you again?
Text me or call 386-212-6892. We can set up a time to talk. I'll answer any of the questions you have, or reach out to me at info@Find Corporate Sponsors and ask about my free workshop. I have a free workshop.
Awesome. Awesome. Reach out to Arlene. She's absolutely amazing. I know that you are helping people so powerfully and getting sponsors. I encourage you to get out there, share your message even more, and bring those sponsors in. Now is the time where a lot of people are actually looking for ways to really do good in the world, quite honestly. So until next time, let your fire light up the world. The world needs you right now. Bye, guys.
Thank you.